What is up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy, aka Benny P, here with another Minecraft Bedrock 1.14 plus video. Today we're going to be talking about another Simi-Tick Melon and Pumpkin farm, and the rates for this farm as follows: 5,500 pumpkins per hour. 30,000 melons per hour. And basically the way this works is we have 4 chunks marked out here, and in this chunk we would get into this here cart, flip this lever, and you can see that we have some redstone activating. One line of the redstone, the right line of the redstone, is pushing the actual stem back and forth with a sticky piston, and the left line is pushing the pistons on top to break the actual melons and pumpkins. So if we turn this off and head back, you should see where we have our storage system set. We should have some more drops in here. Yep, looks like this is pretty much from just that amount of time I was sitting there. So yeah, pretty fast here, guys. And it's pretty much lossless. You'll get some loss the longer you run this farm. You can see we have a couple things stuck there, but for the most part it's pretty lossless. There will be some loss, so just keep that in mind when you build this farm. You are going to lose some drops, but you're going to get so many drops it's not really going to matter. This was per hour, so if you run this for an hour, you're going to have pretty much enough melons and pumpkins to last you for a long time. So, I'm going to show you guys how to build this thing. So first off, let's start off with the collection system. I think that's a good place to start. So we kind of have a 2-wide trough going here. Let me grab some dirt as well so we can do that part as well. We kind of have a 2-wide trough going, so I'm just going to go ahead and lay down blocks right here. And then that part really doesn't matter, but we're going to kind of make a trough going this way. Just like so. You want this to be on that side of the chunk. That way you can get as much into this as you can. And then right here should be your first set of dirt blocks. Separate every set of dirt blocks with a block, just like so. And we can do this all the way down until we get to the next chunk. But I'm going to continue because I'm going to show you guys how to do all 3 chunks at once, I think. So let's just continue setting all of these, and I'll be back once I do that. Alright, that's all 3 chunks set as far as we can set them. So now let's just run our trough all the way to the end. Like that. And we can close this off. We'll leave that part. Maybe we'll go one more into this chunk. Like that. Now, yep, we need to just get rid of this line of blocks and replace it with these blocks. You don't really have to do this. This is just for looks, more or less. But you'll see we'll put some hoppers here in a minute. For now, we're just going to replace it all with that block. This can be any building block you like. Doesn't matter. Alright, now we're going to take a water bucket, and we're going to put a water source there and a water source there. And we're going to look and see when it stops going. And what we're going to do is we're going to knock out that block, and that block. And then you want to put hoppers facing into the block you saw over there, like so. That block, hoppers into this block, like so. And then hoppers into this block here. I think I screwed that one up. Hoppers into that block. I think that one worked. We'll go under and check it here in a minute. Okay. Yep. So that's the start. Now, where your water stops, you want to put 2 signs on either side. And then you would just want to put in your next water source like this. One there, one there. And then grab your hoppers again and do the same thing we did back there. And we're just going to do this all the way down, and this is going to be our collection system for the trough part. There will be another collection system that we'll put in a second. But for now, this is our collection system for this part at least. So we're going to put that one in there, that one in there, and like that. And I'm going to continue this all the way down, and I'll probably time lapse it for you guys so you don't have to see me do all of this. Alright, and on this last one we can just put a water source here, water source there, and we can just put piston, we can put our hoppers here. I'll just put 2 rows for the last one. You could put more if you like, but I think this should catch everything. Alright, so that's all of our water sources placed in. And also what this water is going to do is it's going to hydrate every one of these spots where we're going to put our stems on. So we know that all of our land's going to be done as well. So now what we want to do is we want to put in our collection system back here. So what we're going to do is just get rid of all of these. All the way down to here. One less block. Alright, so we've dug all the way down to here. Now I'm going to start doing a line of hoppers. So we kind of want to start from one end, the end that we're going to like start collecting on. So let's start from this end, and we're just going to go straight down. Let me get rid of these holes here. Yep, straight down like this. And then anywhere where we see like one pointing out, what we're gonna do is we're gonna point that out into a collection system. So point that one there and that one there, and then this one will point back into those, and this will be where our chests go. So let's point this into there like that. And let's point these into that block, just like that. Plop down your chest on top of that one, and this one down here. And there's your first little collection system. And we'll do something similar here for these. I'll just point these last 2 into this chest here, like so. And then 2 hoppers into there, and then 2 hoppers into here. And then we can put our chest in, just like so. And if you want to save on resources, you don't have to do this on every single one. You're definitely going to need it at the end, and I would suggest doing 1 or 2 of these throughout. That way you don't get overloaded, because this farm does move very fast, so keep that in mind when you're doing this. I don't think we need this hopper. Alright, so just continue this line straight down until you run into another group like that. So here's another group. That one was screwed up, so let's fix that. Straight into there, like that. Alright, now let's go straight out with these. And let's go into this one like that. Perfect. and then just continue to set in your hoppers here. There. There and there. Just like so. Alright, and then we can continue this way, just keep going down this way. It might be smarter to put in these after you do this, just so you can see that these are actually going into this area. So then we're going to do one straight into here. Same thing. Just continue the process. Don't forget to put the right block back and your signs back when you do that, if you have to do that. Alright. Alright, we're just put in these last couple hoppers and we should be good to go for our storage system. So once you get done, you should have something that looks like this. You should have water sources running into 3 line hoppers here and continue that process all the way down. And then you should have hoppers going this way all the way down, breaking off into different little storage cells. That way you don't get overrun. Don't need those. All the way down here like that. And then you should be good to start on the next part of the farm. So the next thing I think I want to do is start on our rail system thingamajigger. So basically what we need to do is we need to add in a rail cart, and that needs to be on every second block, and it needs to have a hopper going into it. So technically we wouldn't need this hopper. You can get rid of that hopper there, but you do need the lines going straight down, so just leave them all in there. It's just easier to do. But if you are running on low on iron, you can figure out which ones you actually need and which ones you don't need. And then also I would grab your sticky pistons at this point. We're going to do this whole row at once. So the next thing you need is a sticky piston right here, but you need it to point in like that. And we're going to do that on every single one of these. So again, we're going to do our hopper with a rail on top and a sticky piston here, like so. And we're just going to do this all the way down. So I'm going to go ahead and do this, but I'll probably time lapse it for you guys so you don't have to see me do it all in real time. Alright, I've made a bit of an error here. Where these chests are, they can't be there because we have to put repeaters into these pistons. So there's two ways you can fix this. The way I fixed it on this side was I just placed in my collection systems where I knew there would be no repeater going. So right in between these two repeaters. But since we've already laid all these in, I think all I'm going to do is I'm just going to put hoppers right here straight into that. And then that way we don't have to redo all these collection systems. It's fine for now. Shouldn't really hurt anything. But if you get to this point, you may want to lay in the redstone like I'm about to show you and then put in your collection system. So just keep that in mind. Sorry about that, guys. I should have mentioned that earlier. But this will work just fine. So now what we're going to do is we're going to start laying in our bottom redstone. So what we're going to need is redstone and some repeaters. So you're going to want a repeater going into the back of every one of these, just like so. Just go in a straight line all the way down. Alright, that should be that. Now you might want to grab some stairs because we're going to have to run the redstone lines for this. And we want to make sure we can put them over where the chests are laid. So just drop a redstone stair right there. Doesn't really matter the orientation. And just keep on running your way all the way down. Alright, so now we got a redstone run for all of this. Now what I would do is go in the middle of this chunk here and just run your redstone line straight out for now. We'll come back and fill that in later. But that is the first step there. So next what we want to do is we want to put in our pistons to break our different crops. So all we need for that is we need to put in our carts here. So what you want to do is you want to put in a sticky piston here. So let's go ahead and put in blocks we're going to put our sticky pistons on top of. So grab a sticky piston, grab a block, and grab a bunch of hopper mine carts because that's what we're going to need for this part. So you're going to put your sticky piston like that, hopper minecart, block here. We don't necessarily need those blocks. You can leave those out. Block there, and we'll go ahead and build this up because it's on the edge. And then we can just continue that pattern all the way down. Minecart, we should probably put in our hopper first. Minecart, block, and just like that all the way down. Alright, now you should have something that looks like this. Now what I'm going to do is just run a line of blocks all the way down the top. Like so. And then let's put blocks in between each of these so we can run our redstone on top. Oh, we missed a sticky piston right here. Alright, now just take your redstone, run all the way down this, like so. We'll have to come in and add repeaters here in a minute, but for now, that's what we're going to have. And then I'm going to run a redstone line just like so. One here, and there. Yep, right over that one. Just like so. Now take your repeaters and put a repeater right here and a repeater right there. Sorry, right there. That's a good start. Now we probably want to grab like a redstone torch or something to test this with. Right now we can use a lever, that's fine. So grab your lever, place it down right here, flick all that on. And where we're not connecting, we're going to have to add repeaters. So right here, I'm going to add a repeater there to make sure we connect all the way that way. And then right here, we're not connecting, so I'm going to add a repeater that way. And we should come on this side, and you should see what is happening. All of these blocks should be extended. That's perfect. That's exactly what we want. So we can turn that one off, and we can grab our leveler, and we can try this side now. So if we flick this on, we should see all of these pistons should be extended with the minecart and the rails. We don't have them all extended. That means some of them aren't done. So just grab yourself a repeater, put one here, like so, and one right here, like so. Sorry, whatever, my bad. And then you can come and make sure all your pistons look like this. They should all be extended. Perfect. So now we can retract that part, and we'll save the rest of the redstone for a minute. I want to finish up the actual building part of this. So just grab your building blocks again. We're going to put 2 there, 2 all the way down on these columns that we had already previously made. Alright, that looks pretty good to me. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put in our stems. I think this is a good time for that. So grab your melon and your pumpkin stems, and I would suggest grabbing some bone meal. That way you can mill this up real quick. So we're going to start with, also we're going to need a hoe, of course. We'll use our diamond hoe. We're going to start on the right side here, and you're going to put a melon. Do that one all the way up. You can do all melon, all pumpkin, whatever you like, but I'm going to do alternating melon and pumpkins. Of course, if you do more of one kind, you're going to get more of that. So, up to you guys, whatever you want to do here, but I just like to alternate them like so. Alright, should have all your stems in now. Now grab yourself some kind of lighting block. I would suggest a solid block, like a either a pumpkin head or a jack-o'-lantern, glowstone, or sea lantern, sea lamp, whatever you want to use, just as long as it's a full block, and place it in like that. Now all we have left for this part of the farm is our glass panes. So what you want to do is you want to grab some glass panes like so, and you want to put these glass panes in exactly like I do. Put one there, and then just connect this up like so, and these need to come out 2 wide like that, and then 2 wide like so. And then I believe I connected up all the top ones and left all the bottom ones unconnected. So all you have to do is this, add in that, and that section's done. And we're just going to do this all the way down. Add in those there, like that. Boom, 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 like so. And then connect up these. And we're just going to do that all the way down. Alright, that looks good. Now all we need to do is set up our ticking system. So if we look over here, you'll see I have a specific delay on some of these repeaters. So these up here don't have any delay, but once we get into this one, we have a 1-2 tick delay and a 3 tick delay here with no delay back here. So what you do is you kind of like put one starting in each chunk. So, and then run a line of redstone, and then another line of redstone, and then a repeater. And then back here is where we're going to do our whole system to go back and forth and load and unload these chunks. So what we need to do is grab our repeaters, and we're going to put repeaters here. 1, 2. And the ones that have delay should be the ones that are actually going into the bottom part here. So make sure those are the ones that have the delay. So we're going to put this on a 2 tick delay. 1, 2. And this one's going to be on a 4 tick delay. 1, 2, 3. Yep, like that, I believe. Let's check these. Oh, I'm wrong. I got 1 too many ticks on our delay here. So come back. This should be no tick, 1 tick, like that. And this should be on 2 ticks. 1, 2, like so. And then just run your redstone lines all the way through this, like so. I think I accidentally ticked these again. Make sure these are on the right ticks. Then run redstone here into these, just like so. Alright, when you get to this point, that's when your redstone is going to change a little bit. What you want to do is we're going to put our detector rail at the first spot. We don't actually have to raise it up like we did here. This one we're not going to raise up. We need to put our detector rail at the first spot in this new chunk. So it needs to be perpendicular to this, like right in the middle of these 2 lines. We'll replace those in a second because those aren't going to stay there. But in order for you to see where the line comes, so we're going to want our detector rail right here. So let's grab all of our rails, and we're going to put a detector rail right here, and a redstone, or sorry, a gold rail, a powered rail right there, and then let's put in a block right here, and then we're going to go one, and I believe it's, no, just one. And then we're going to put in 2 redstone blocks right here. I think you might be able to get away with 1, but for this we'll just do 2, because why not? We have all the resources in the world. And then 1 right there, and then place a final block right here, just like that. So that looks pretty good. Now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to place a repeater for each of these. We can actually place it right here like this, I believe, and that should work perfectly fine. So now when we get in a minecart, oh, you're also going to need a lever right here on this block. And do I have a regular minecart? I do. So that is your farm pretty much done. All that's going to happen now is when we go over that detector rail, it's going to fire these 2 lines of redstone, and it's going to do our Simi-Tick for us. So let's jump in here, and let's flick this on. You should see all the repeaters lighting up. The top layer should go off before the bottom layer, and never jump out of this cart when you're in that chunk right there. You want to make sure you're completely out of that chunk, that 4 chunks, the 3 chunks, excuse me, that we're loading. You want to make sure you're completely out of those before you turn this farm off. And I would give it a second or 2, turn the farm off, and then you can go check your crops. So we have 4 chunks here. We're loading those chunks and unloading them, and that's what allowing us to get all of these drops. And you can see we're getting 1 in all of these. We got a couple signs from when we were breaking signs, not a big deal. And that is pretty much it, guys. That is your Simi-Tick farm all done and dusted. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please leave a like and a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think of the Simi-Tick farm. And also subscribe if you're not subscribed. Thank you so much for watching this video. Have a great day. I'll see you guys later. Bye!